Alright everyone, so did here already, a little bit ahead of myself. Just so you guys know how to do it. What I did is I put it right between there. Goes right there. Way easier than prying this apart the whole time. I'm gonna make sure that you have a metal cutting bit. This is actually for wood and metal, so it works out for me. Alright, so going from that to 30 inches, which is 2.5 feet. Keeping the good ends, we're gonna knock these nails out here eventually as well. These guys, we're gonna have to get these in. Jesus. Alright, so I try to do this shit into this bag that we got in here. And then I've made my own little deflector because usually this shit goes right in your face. And this helps just deflect it down, coming out of that little hole there. Don't mind the punching bag. You know, there's a little lip on this board right here. You can see this little lip. So I'm using that to my advantage and I'm gonna set this right into it. I'm just gonna take another nail and go pop it out with a hammer to my baby. So we've got them all sanded down. They used to look like this. You'll see what they look like outside. These are pretty rough, not sanded. We're using quick color, 98-cent white. I just needed white, who cares? We're sanding it off to get the distressed look anyway, and then sealing it with clear, so it doesn't really matter. Label them all so we know what order to put them in. If you look at this real close, you can see the grain now. I pulled it out a little, sanded it. So I sanded this one and this one for comparison. See the difference here? And that's what we're working with. Just sand one of them. Just want it to look distressed. Just gonna place it all together like that. This is the mock-up we got going. You can see I tried to do some cool stuff with the wood grain here. And I wanted it to match as much as possible, even though it's a completely different kind of wood. Okay, so I flip these over. There's a tiny little baby lip right there. You can see if you look down like this, it's gonna be a little baby lip. Just to make this look slightly recessed. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pre-drill 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so this piece split. I already glued it and it's set and everything. See that crack right there on the grain? So upgrade to 5/64. We're putting in these nails. Nails versus what I'm gonna do for that more brittle piece of wood for attaching the other panel to it is I'm gonna use these smaller guys and drill it 1/16. So I'm an idiot. In the first one I put in, I didn't pre-drill, and that's what happened. All right, went all the way back to the store just to get a clamp so I can make this easier on myself. All right, I'm kind of doing this step by step after I do each step, but in between these two right here, I put a thin bead of that. Same over here. I've already nailed from the bottom side up, so now we're just gonna do the top plate. This process is the same on both sides, so that's why I'm only showing you guys once. It's a little easier for me to only do it one time. Look at that. Your ends looking all rustic. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So this is the last step. I've got to cut these down so that they're only the thickness of this. And what I'm gonna do is put 5 of them across the bottom, hanging out of the bottom of this, and that's what you're gonna hang your coffee cups on. Kind of like, it's gonna be like that, hanging from the bottom. Alright, so I've already screwed with that. That's what it looks like before you screw it back in. Good, you can see, perfect. It's not gonna stick out. That way everything on the shelf's flat. This is just gonna hang under here about 1 inch in is what we're gonna do. That way the mug's got room to hang against away from the wall. Alright, so I've got all of it drilled. I've got 3 of them in so far. I used a 9/64 bit, you know, right through there. Bingo. We started with each one on the ends 3 inches in, and then each is spaced 6 inches. So you start at 3 inches, you go to 9, 15, 21, 27, 3 more inches to the edge. Tip and trick I did, I took the claw, twisted it when it got really hard, and that's how I got these guys nice and straight. Otherwise they're gonna be all over the place. I got them all on there. I'm gonna, this says it's only attached on the end, it moves a little bit, and they're gonna have some heavier cups on there. I'm gonna go ahead and drill little holes and put some tack nails down the back of this and just kind of piece it all together and then we're done.